So Beyonce jumped down on you.
She jumped down. Oh, she was like on a windowsill.
Right.
We was in Vegas. She said, "I come on, I'm talking to her." She jumped down. She was like, "Duh, duh, duh." And I'm like, "Wait, what did you?"
50 Cent discussed his clashes with the Carter's family, and it was evident that he was not close to them. It appears that the hatred goes both ways, as 50 Cent Queen Bee jumped him over his fight with her husband. Rapper 50 Cent described the moment he was approached about his dispute with Jay-Z by none other than Beyoncé. He said Beyoncé jumped out at him and was ready to fight after he dropped over to speak with her husband many years ago in Las Vegas. She was on a windowsill. "We were in Vegas," he recalled during an appearance on The Breakfast Club. Beyoncé may have assumed he and her husband were arguing before she came out and made a no-nonsense confrontational face at 50, according to the rapper. "And I'm like, wait, what are you doing? That's me and Jay-Z stuff. This ain't got nothing to do with you, girl," Uncle Fif told host Charlamagne Tha God and DJ Envy. 50 Cent confessed that he was astonished and taken aback by Beyoncé's reaction to their squabble because it was an unexpected situation. "I was like, oh, I didn't really know what to do," he remembers. "It was one of those situations where you were like, whoa, if you say this to Jay, he'll look at you and go, nah, that happened." He stated he didn't know what to say to her since, well, she's Beyoncé, and he never imagined being in such a circumstance with her. 50 said, "I'm like, whoa, she throwing me off now cause I don't know exactly how to respond to this. You are still Beyoncé." She brought all of the sexy over with that energy jumping off. When co-host Charlamagne Tha God highlighted Beyoncé's sister Solange, who notoriously attacked Jay-Z in an elevator during the 2014 Met Gala, the show made a jab at the Beyoncé family. "You're lucky Solange wasn't there," Charlamagne said to 50 Cent, referring to Beyoncé's famous elevator argument with Jay back in the day. "If Solange was there, I would have had to reboot. Solange was popping in that elevator like it was nothing," 50 added to the mockery. "There was some gangster going on. Jay couldn't do anything, could he?" 50 and the other musicians of the show were referring to a 2014 incident in New York City following a Met Gala afterparty at the Standard Hotel, in which footage obtained by TMZ showed Solange and Jay-Z getting into a physical brawl on the elevator. The footage showed Solange, Beyoncé's younger sister, cursing, slapping, and kicking Jay-Z while a bodyguard tried to control her. Beyoncé intervened to try to separate the two, but Solange proceeded to assault her brother-in-law. As the tape was released, rumors about what prompted the melee spread like wildfire. It was also alleged at the time that Solange had a verbal altercation with designer Rachel Roy, with a source claiming that Jay-Z had said something that led her to crack. There was a lot of speculation about what caused the sad situation once the elevator surveillance tape was made public. The Carters and Solange noted in a joint statement at the time. "At the end of the day, families have problems, and we're no different. We love each other, and above all, we are family. We put this behind us and hope everyone else will do the same." This is not the first time 50 has had a feud with rap mogul Jay-Z. Their turbulent relationship dates back to the beginning of 50 Cent's career. It all started with the release of 50 Cent's controversial tune How to Rob in 1999, in which he dissed a slew of rappers who were more popular than him at the time and used them for clout. He had just signed with Columbia Records and was awaiting the release of his album, Power of the Dollar, so he dissed those rappers to ensure that the album and his career received maximum attention. Busta Rhymes, Lil Kim, Mace, Will Smith, DMX, Big Pun, Slick Rick, Master P, Diddy, and eventually Jay-Z are among the rappers he mentioned. Many musicians ended up responding to 50 Cent, which was precisely what he hoped for with the tune. When they met at the Summer Jam Festival, even Jay-Z replied to him. Shaka Zulu, who was doing radio at Columbia at the time, took the new 50 Cent backstage at Summer Jam for a meet and greet so that the press could get acquainted with the name and face behind the song. 50 also wanted to inform the public that How to Rob wasn't a serious diss and that the track was recorded for entertainment purposes. According to 50, Jay-Z was impressed by the song but told him he wasn't going to let it go. "I ran into Jay at Summer Jam and he said, 'Yo, I don't like that record you got. I love that record you got,'" Fif recalls. He goes on to say Jay vowed he was going to respond, "But I didn't know he meant right then." He goes on stage, "That's the first time I have ever seen 30,000 people," 50 narrates. He said I'm about $1 who the is 50 Cent. "I ain't even know 30,000 people knew who 50 Cent was. I should send him a bottle of champagne for that." Jay claimed he came up with the 50 Cent reference tune backstage while preparing for his set. The New York-born lyricist stated in an interview with legendary disc jockey Funkmaster Flex, "That was actually the first time I performed that record. I ain't even know it. I was backstage trying to make sure that I could get it, and I seen him. I bumped right into him while he's backstage. I said that record you got is hot. I like that joint." He was like, "Thanks, man." I say, "But you know I'm about to go in, right?" 50 Cent was overjoyed with the happenings of the day because he had just been recognized by one of the top rap performers in the game. With his popularity seemingly increasing, Columbia Records decided to put a machine behind him. Jay-Z then released his fourth studio album, Volume 3, Life and Times of S. Carter, and on track number 6, It's Hot, he rapped, "Go against Jigga, your ass is dense, I'm about $1, what the f is 50 cents?" So, the thing was officially on between 50 and Jay-Z and 50's eyes, so he created a response single titled Be a Gentleman, in which he advises Hov to mind what you say. The song was later included in his collection mixtape Guess Who's Back, which was released in April 2002. Unfortunately for 50, by the time the diss track arrived, Jay-Z was dealing with his own troubles with Mobb Deep and Nas, and he never got a chance to respond to him. Some speculate that he may not have reacted to 50 Cent on purpose, but no one knows because 50 Cent was subsequently dropped by Columbia Records after being shot 9 times. Never giving up, 50 reappeared in 2002 with a compilation tape titled Guess Who's Back, which he followed up with the G-Unit mixtape in June of that year. His popularity had returned, and labels were lining up for his signature until he eventually signed a deal with Eminem and Dr. Dre at Shady Records. Jay-Z spotted 50 Cent's popularity and directed all of his artists to flood the streets with new music before 50 Cent launched his debut album on Shady Records. Jay-Z had retired, so going at 50 through a song diss wasn't a possibility, but he went through his musician's music instead. This was corroborated by 50 Cent, who stated that his album duel with Kanye West was really a struggle between him and Jay-Z. His statement was significant since Jay-Z was the president of Def Jam at the time, and Kanye was signed to Def Jam. 50 believed Jay-Z built a machine behind Kanye West and did everything in his power to ensure his victory. "I was competing against an artist whose label was doing everything, and I mean everything, to ensure that he beat me." Jimmy Levine may not have cared about defeating Kanye, but Jay-Z, who was the head of Def Jam at the time, did. 50 Cent writes in his 2020 book Hustle, "Harder, hustle smarter." They've had beef over the years, while they both say it's because they're competitive with each other. And while his feud with the Carters never became a full-fledged feud, 50 and Jay-Z have never seen eye to eye, and it's been that way since early 2000. One thing about Beyoncé, she's really about that life. "I still gag when 50 Cent tells the story about how she ran down on him and tried to fight him," one user wrote on Twitter. Another added, "So we now have on record that Beyoncé has run down on and checked both 50 Cent and Fab. When will your favorite rapper?" Nonetheless, keep in mind that this video is based on speculations and personal opinions and should not be taken as truth. And that's it from us today. Until next time, bye!